Plains moved to 7-0 with a hard-fought win against Middle Tennessee on last Tuesday. Give us your final thoughts on that, and we'll open up the questions on this.
Yeah, after watching the video and all three phases there's some things that we did well. Obviously, there's some things that we didn't do very well, especially in the first half. Defensively, really struggled to tackle, get them off the field. That carried over the third quarter. I thought the turning point in the game was Bryant's fumble recovery, or whoever recovered it. And I thought our defense played lights out since then. And offensively, I thought we left some things out there from a standpoint of the turnovers, the penalties. Really cost us from really maybe controlling that game. But I think that the area of improvement where we got to get better is our special teams. We had a bad day, and you can't have bad days when you're playing for a conference championship and trying to get a berth in the conference championship game. And so we've got to improve that. That's not been a strength the last couple of weeks, and so that's the biggest takeaway. We're thankful for a win. At this time of the year, you take them any way you can get them, and our team, as we're growing, as we're going through this, is learning every week. Man, you got to be ready to go, and something we've been preaching for a long time, and it's slowly taking course where our guys are starting to understand that. And so this week's big for us because we know we got a great opponent. We know it's an opportunity again on television. We know how talented they are, but it's more about liberty and the things we need to do.
Talk about the special teams. You go back and watch those two punts by Max. Were those just bad luck on the bounces? Did he misstrike the ball off his foot? Or just what did you see?
Oh, the one that was in midfield. If you get a roll the other way, that ends up being a pretty solid punt. The other one, it rolled backwards 15 yards maybe. That means it was only like a 30-yard punt anyway. So that was not very good. And so I don't think he struck the ball very well on three of those. We had one where we could have pinned him back inside the 20. He's supposed to kick it left. It went right. And so didn't have a good game. He's got to get better, and he knows that. And so he's got to own that. But sometimes I guess it's like a golf game, sometimes you just don't hit it very well. And unfortunately, we don't get mulligans in our game, so we got to get better there.
William Byron was at the game last week. Are you a big NASCAR fan?
I wouldn't say I'm a big NASCAR fan. I understand NASCAR. I watch NASCAR. Coach Queen, our chief of staff, NFL's on Sunday, NASCAR's on Sunday. Well, he's watching NASCAR. He wants to know all that stuff. When I was in college, part of our deal, we got to work at Bristol Motor Speedway, so I got involved with that. So I enjoy it, and it was awesome meeting him and knowing he's what, second place right now for the Cup Championship, or not call it the Cup Championship, the Chase. And see, I know a little bit about it, the Chase, and. But he was just down to earth and just learning how. I was very interested in learning what they do, and how they prepare to go race, and so it was pretty cool to see him and how awesome he's doing. And one, I think it's amazing that students, graduates of Liberty are being able to have success in so many different areas. It's pretty cool to see him and on a national stage how he's performing.
I know you said leading into Middle Tennessee was not a great practice week. Early in this practice week, but the response yesterday was the energy effort there.
Yeah, yesterday was good. I mean, it's for us it's a Monday. What is today? Friday. So that was a Monday for us based off the schedule, and so Monday is a lighter day as far as it's the introduction to your opponent. It's cleaning up the previous game, but there was good juice. There was good energy. And so today's the key day. Today's our Tombstone Day. It's our Tuesday practice, and the main thing is what's the attitude we come out with, and I think our guys are starting to realize that we do play how you practice, and we got away. Maybe we got away with one. And what I mean by that is we didn't practice as well, and it showed up in the way we started the game and the points we gave up and some of the sloppiness we had. And we're not a team where you can roll the ball out and just say we're better than most people. That's not who we are. We've got to have a chip on our shoulder, and we always assume that people are better than us, and we got to practice that way. And each week we're getting closer to understanding that, but. We were very close to touching that hot stove too, and learning it the hard way. So, but today will be big, and I expect that we'll have a good practice.
Is someone in charge of keeping track of Caden's helmet?
From now on, it will be. Yeah. So
You ever
you know, as a
anything like that?
no. And as a coach, you're trying to figure out: do you take a timeout? You look like an idiot. I've had to do that before. My first head job, I'll tell you the story. First head job, North Greenville University, 2009, probably the worst thing in America. We run out. God bless the quarterback. I love him. He's a great young man. He's coaching high school ball now. He forgot to play, so I had to take a timeout the very first play of the head coach of our first game, and so. I was like, do I take a timeout? I mean, because we had a good play on. You know, we thought we had a good play on, and really the guy was open. He didn't throw a great ball. He lobbed it up instead of lining on him, and we'd have been fine. But yeah, that was a first. We'll put that in chapter 7 of the book.
You were named to the Bear Bryant watch list here this week. Congrats there.
Thank you.
Caden Salter, Manning Award watch list. Is this team getting the national recognition that it should, that it's deserving of at this point at 7-0?
Well, I mean, you're one of what? I don't know how many's undefeated, so 11.
11, yeah.
And so, we're going to get knocked on, new conference, right? You're going to always get knocked on. You're this or that. We are a good team that's working toward being a great team, and you control what you can. And so far, 7 up, 7 down. That's all we can control, right? And we don't get caught up in any of that stuff, because I think once you start worrying about those things and that outside noise, that outside influence, then you're focused on things that don't matter. And we can only control these things. Our focus is on every week, are we maximizing what we have to be our best, and does that give us a chance to get to a conference championship game and play for that? And that's important to our team. And so, do we have players that deserve recognition? 100%. I care less about coaches or whatever. Care less about that piece. I'm thankful for that, but that's a staff award. That Byron Bryant's a staff award. That's a player deal, right? Because if they're doing well, the coach is doing well. But our players we have a lot of players that are playing at a high level, and I do think they individually do deserve recognition of the way they're playing and those things and stuff. And if we'll handle our business, at the end of the year, you'll get what you need to get anyway. That's the way I look at it.
Early in the season, the offense was doing a really good job protecting the ball. It seems like the last few weeks that's not been the case. Do you think those are isolated incidents, or is it something that just need to harp on that again, or maybe just not paying attention to the details, or goes back to not practicing well?
Yeah, I think from a detail standpoint, we work the ball security, work those things every week, but as coaches, we're not doing a good enough job of making sure it's done the way we want to, because if we did, we wouldn't have because the turnovers that we've had, obviously, the helmet gate on the interception, okay, was that one. So we'll take that for what it's worth. But the other one, and there was really another one, that could have been overturned. We're carrying the ball low. We're not doing the things that we need to do. And it's not that we don't practice it, not that we don't emphasize. We're just not doing a good enough job of mandating it, and then the players making sure they're handling those things. I can't remember what Jacksonville State, did we have a turnover? I can't remember. I think maybe we didn't. I don't think we did. So it's not
the fumble, Caden.
Yeah, okay. And so the last 4 or 5 games, the ball's been on the ground, whether we've got it or lost it. That's going to cost you, And if you look at our opponent this week, they lead the country in turnovers, 18, 9 fumble recoveries. They do an unbelievable job of game tackling and getting the ball out. And so if we don't get it fixed, then it's going to cost us dearly, and it's not cost us dearly yet, but it's coming if we don't get it fixed.
2 of the better quarterbacks in this league, numbers-wise. I mean, passing touchdowns. Could this game have a similar feel to the one you just played? Kind of a track meet, high-scoring affair.
I hope not. I've got confidence, in our defense. I think we've got to do obviously a better job of coming out of the gate and playing well. But if you look from that, halfway to third quarter on, we shut them down. And so we put them in a couple bad positions, turning the ball over defensively. But I think if you ask our defensive guys, they'd say, hey, we didn't prepare the way we needed to play our best. But I think our guys understand that. They know we're playing great receivers. They know the quarterback's the preseason player of the year and all those things. So I expect our guys to play well. They're good, and so it's not like they're going to make plays. They've got a good offense and good skills, and so they're going to make plays. But I expect us to play better. I hope it's not a high-scoring affair. I hope we score a lot and they score a little. That's what I hope it is.
A lot of times when the offense has success, the skilled players get all the love and the attention due to their stats. But how good has this offensive line been so far this season?
They've obviously handled their business each week, and you got twofold. You want to be able to control the line of scrimmage, be able to run the ball when people don't expect you to run it, and then when everybody in the stadium knows you need to run it, you got to be able to run it. And then, too, they got to be able to protect the quarterback, and on top of that, protect the quarterback that likes to run around a lot. It's challenging, right? And so I think they've done a nice job of gelling. We had the injury to Brennan early on, and so now everybody, so you have to adjust and do all these things, and that group has done a really good job chemistry wise. Obviously, we got the two guys, Xavier and John, that have played a good amount of football. Jordan's talking later. Jordan is really solidified being a center and communicating. He's done a fantastic job, been a great addition for us, and then Chase Mitchell's playing, Jack Tucker, and then Xavier Gray. Those guys have been able to connect and communicate and build some good chemistry, and they take a lot of personal pride in what they do, and so we've developed from week one to now where we thought that could be a strength, and it has been, and proud of those guys and how they've come together.
Some of your team's better performances up to this point, it feels like, have actually been on the road this year. Is there a reason for that you could pin down, and then also is that encouraging when you're going into a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, I would say one, when you go to the road, it's you and your group, right? 70-something we travel, and there's there's not tons of fans coming with you, and the opponents are all against you. I think too, anytime you go into enemy territory, there's something special, unique about it. Like, hey, we get to bring our identity, who we are, in there. And I love going on the road and going in and being able to come out with a big victory. I think that there's nothing better than that. And I think our guys enjoy that, enjoy the time together when they're on the road and the travel and all those things. And our expectations that we'll play well in somebody else's place. We don't view that as oh man, we got to go to XYZ. Hey, we get to bring our show on the road. That's sort of the mentality, and I believe our guys like that. And we've had played well on the road, and we've played well at home too. So I expect us to play well.
Vanny had a lot of success against your defense the other night. Now you go up against probably the best passing quarterback in the conference in Reed. What type of challenge does he present for your defense?
Well, they get the ball out quick. He's very accurate, and when you get it out quick and you're accurate, you don't have a lot of room for error, right? And so we got to find ways to pressure him and knock the receivers off their routes, off their timing. So he has to hold the ball a little bit, so we can get some pressure on him and force him into maybe making some bad decisions. If he has time to throw, he's going to put it where he's supposed to be, and he's been able to do that. And so it's a big challenge for us and our secondary because of the skill they have, and we've got to do a great job of him in the pocket and pressuring him and allowing our DBs to do what they do well. I think they lead the country in turnovers. We're right there, right behind them. And so our guys have confidence that ball's in the air. That if there's a tip, if there's a missed throw, that we got a chance to make a catch and an INT. And so our guys know the challenge, but I know they'll rise up to the occasion as well.
All right, last one for Coach.
Was the tackling in the first half, was it as bad on tape as you thought it was in the first half, or was it just their guys making plays?
It was pretty bad, and so just some missed tackles and eye discipline. You have to have eye discipline. Eye discipline leads to tackling, and we didn't tackle well. And it's not that I think we're a good tackling team, but your mentality that you bring to the table matters. And so you have to have the mindset that we're ready to go from that. We're not waiting around and circumstances, this or that. Like, nobody cares about how you're feeling. Like, you got to go show up and produce. And so we didn't do a good job of tackling early on for whatever reason. they do have they had good players, so they can make you miss. So I'm not knocking that, but also I think our urgency and the way we needed to play wasn't there right out of the gate, and so it took us a while to get going. But once we did, I think you show what we're capable of, and so we've got to have that mentality and that urgency, and we got to be able to carry that for 4 quarters, not wait around, get punched in the face a few times, and lay on the ropes, and then all right, let's come back. All 3 phases, not just defense. All 3 phases.